guys, welcome back to the channel. And this toy hunt was a pretty spectacular one. Found a lot of good titles, old retro sci-fi horror, and just some great items from my collection. So y'all stick around and check it out. Hey guys, right here, before I started looking at these DVDs, I talked to one of the associates at the store, and he brought out a big box of VHSs. I wasn't able to film, but it was quite a bit of 90s and 80s sci-fi and horror and different titles like that. So stay tuned to the end of the video to see some of that stuff that I picked up. And yeah, I apologize that I couldn't get any footage of that. But yeah, with him just sitting there talking to me, I wasn't really able to film at that point. So y'all check it out. All right, guys, let me show you what I picked up. As you can see, I definitely picked up a lot of stuff, so let's kind of go through it. It might take a while. All right, so got this movie called Videodrome on DVD. Heard about it. Apparently, it's some people I know's favorite horror movie, so definitely intrigued to check this out. We've got some trimmers, Kevin Bacon. I don't have this on VHS or DVD, so I figured I'd pick this up. I don't pick up too many DVDs anymore, but if I don't have it on VHS, you know, I'll grab it. Kind of a cool comedy. Adam Sandler, Drew Barrymore. I like all the Sandler movies, so added this to the collection. Next up, we've got Village of the Damned. Pretty cool looking. It's actually got Christopher Reeve in it. Kirstie Alley. Definitely interested in checking this out. Trying to see, 1998 is when this was filmed. All right, next up, got a classic, got Creepshow 2. Pretty awesome. Next up, we've got a sequel to The Crow, City of Angels. Pretty awesome. Got The Crow Salvation. It's been a while since I've seen this. I don't really vouch for them specifically, but I'm going to check them out again. Next up, got a definite classic. Got They Live. Some Roddy Piper. Can't beat that. And I paid $1 for these. So pretty much across the board, everything you see was $1. A few titles were 50 cents. All right, we got some Hogan, Lloyd, Suburban Commando. Love it. All right, one of my favorite horror flicks of all time. We've got Christine. So awesome. Love this movie. All right, next up, we've got a pretty valuable DVD, Sidekick. So the VHSs are quite popular, but and mass-produced, but the DVD actually is not. So on eBay, these things are about 20, 25 bucks. So all right, that concludes the DVDs. So let's move on to VHS. All right, so we got a sealed copy of Making the Grade. So I've never seen this, but since it was sealed and it looks so cool, I figured I'd pick it up. See what year it was. Can't quite figure that out, but nonetheless, pretty awesome right there. They just don't make stuff like this anymore. All right, next up, we've got Pluto. Kind of limited gold edition. Next up, we've got a sealed copy of Fox and the Hound. That's pretty awesome. Hard to, pretty rare to find that kind of thing. Old Disney sealed. All right, next up, we'll start from here. Got a classic, Troop Beverly Hills. Great movie. Next up, we've got some Robert Redford, The Natural. The sports movie. It's got the side entry, side slip. All right, next up, we've got Whoopi Goldberg and Gerard Depardieu, Bogus. Remember watching this as a teenager, liking it. Also that kid from Sixth Sense. All right, next up, we've got some Tim Allen, Joe Somebody. Great movie. I like all the Tim Allen stuff. Oh, James Belushi's in this too. All right, next up, and this is where I started, I ended up running into a bunch of abstract kind of horror. So this is called Nemesis. Cool cover there. 93. Looks kind of sci-fi-ish. Interested to check that out. All right, next up, we've got a sealed copy of Milli Vanilli in Motion. Just thought that was kind of cool. Not a Milli Vanilli fan or anything, but for $1, why not? All right, next up, got a movie called My Demon Lover. Looks like a kind of a horror comedy. 1987. That's definitely pretty intriguing there. Love finding this kind of stuff out in the wild, just random stuff. Jane Fonda, Barbarella, Queen of the Galaxy. Such a cool cover there. And this is sealed. Pretty cool. 19, I guess that's 68. That's crazy. All right, next up, starring Anthony Hopkins of Silence of the Lambs. Magic. Sealed copy. Looks creepy. Man, looks like an 80s movie. All right, next up, looks like we got Enter the Ninja. Let's see what we got. Definitely interested to see that. All right, we've got Bloodlust Subspecies 3. Pretty interesting. Never heard of this before in my life. But that's what makes it so cool. All right, next up we've got a movie called Rawhead Rex. It's like a horror movie. Pretty crazy cover, or back. Wow. 1986, 87. Crazy stuff. Next up, we've got a movie called Mind Warp. It's got Bruce Campbell in it. Wow. It's like a sci-fi. $1992. Very interesting. All right, next up we've got C. Thomas Howell in Suspect Device. It's kind of another kind of sci-fi-ish type movie. Intriguing. All right, next up we've got Martin Kove, John Kreese from Cobra Kai and Karate Kid. In this film, Still Justice, 1987. This looks awesome. All right, next up, we've got a classic. We've got Revenge of the Nerds. It's been a long time since I've seen this movie. 1984. All right, next up, we've got John Goodman in The Babe Ruth. I love sports movies, so no brainer. Definitely happy to add this to the collection. 92. Next up, we've got Hanson. Not exactly a Hanson fan, but it's cool 90s nostalgia there. Can't pass it up when I see it. All right, next up, we got another sealed tape. Scanners 2, The New Order. It's like another sci-fi flick. 94. Super cool. All right, next up, My Best Friend is a Vampire. Definitely interested in checking this out. fun. All right, next up we've got Rhinestone, some Sylvester Stallone, Dolly Parton. Never heard of it, but sealed. Next up we've got the movie Bulworth, which I don't remember too much about, but I do remember the song. $99. Pretty cool. Looks like we've got another horror sci-fi type flick, Mosquito. From Sci-Fi Master, executive producer of The Blob, Prince of Darkness. 94. Pretty cool. All right, next up we've got Metal Storm. Fantastic cover. Got old Kelly Preston right there on the front. Another flick from 94. Super cool. All right, next up, King Kong Classic Series. Next up, oh man, gotta switch hands. Mutator, super cool cover. 89. Definitely interested. Scanner Cop. Not a single person I know in it, but looks some crazy sci-fi. Look at that. Nice. All right, not exactly a Monkees fan, but sealed copy of the Monkees. All right, Evil Never Dies, The Ripper Man. Looks like this is a special screener. Very cool. And next up, we've got Bloodstone Subspecies 2. And I had 3 too, but there was no 1. All right, next is one of the coolest covers I've ever seen. Look at that. Metamorphosis. It even rises from the cover. Crazy. Definitely interested in checking out this movie because it just looks so cool. All right, some comedy Sandler. The Longest Yard. Copy's a little beat up, but I did pay 50 cents for that one. All right, next up, got a sealed copy of Mortal Kombat. Very nice. Definitely needed to add this to the collection. Demo tape of The Swingers, Vince Vaughn. Heather Graham on the back. And this cover looks cool. Miami Vice. Very nice. And next up, and probably the best find of the haul, we got Reanimator. Sealed copy of Reanimator. This is big money online. Pretty awesome find. All right, next up, got a slipcover Rookie of the Year. I can replace my clamshell. Great condition as well. Now, I remember seeing this when I was younger as well, the Basketball Diaries. I don't exactly remember what it was about, but I remember kind of liking it. Next up, we got the Karate Kid. The side entry there. And we've also got a matching copy of Karate Kid 2. Same thing. Next up, we've got a sealed copy of Driven. Looks like Stallone and kind of a racing movie. Never seen it. Definitely interested in checking it out. Got Enemy of the State. Great action movie. Ooh, it's a lot. We've got My Girl 2, classic. We got Meatballs, another classic, Bill Murray. Written by Harold Ramis. Super cool. And last but not least, we got Simply Irresistible. So a 90s Sarah Michelle Gellar movie. All right, guys, that was a lot. If you stuck with me to the end there, I appreciate it. Guys, please smash that like button. Comment, let me know what you thought about the haul. Let me know what you thought about the titles I picked up. And subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And happy hunting to all of you. And I will see you guys on the next video.